conferences, piles of flyers, getting stuck on endless email lists, never-ending calls. There's an easier way to sort through and find the best school fundraisers. School Zone Podcast proudly presents the 10 Top School Fundraising Ideas for 2017, a guide of top fundraising companies hand-picked from the best podcasts. As an added bonus, it lists 5 awesome resource companies that would add tremendous value to your school and students. A guide to 10 top fundraising companies and 5 resource companies. And we're giving the guide away for free. That's right, for free. Ready to simplify the search? Download the free guide at schoolzonepodcast.com. Welcome to School Zone School Fundraising Ideas Podcast. We interview top fundraising and resource companies to help you find a solution to your next school fundraising or school resource need. Are you ready to simplify the search? Now, here's your host, Matt Miller.
Hey, School Zone Podcast listeners, Matt here at the San Jose Convention Center at California PTA 2017. I have Lisa Riggs with me of Spirit Sox USA. Lisa, thanks for joining us in the School Zone.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, so tell us about you, how the heck you got here on a Friday, and a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so I'm a mom of 2. My kids are in high school now, but I've been running successful fundraisers and volunteering in their schools for years. And so I was running my daughter's middle school after-school sports program. And I had this idea of what if I customize socks for the kids' uniforms, and we sold those as a fundraiser. And when I went to look and find somebody, all my t-shirt vendors, all my people, nobody was selling socks. And so I was able to find somebody. I ran the fundraiser, and it was wildly successful. So I decided to, and it was actually very simple, so I decided to make it into a company and offer this fundraising opportunity to everybody out there, all organizations.
So what were you doing previously in kind of the fundraising world?
I ran the script program for years. I was on the Education Foundation as a board member running the after-school sports program. I volunteered in the library. I was room parent. I did computer lab. I've done just about everything. So I feel like, especially being at the PTA convention, I speak their language because I am one of them. I am a PTA parent. And I know in creating the Spirit Sox USA and this fundraising opportunity, it was key to make it simple because it's hard to get the resources to run a fundraiser. I know it's about raising money, but sometimes it's so much work that how much value did it really bring to the people running it and the school if it takes that much work. So this doesn't require a lot of resources. It's fun for the kids and it's profitable.
So how, you had this idea, you found a way to source the socks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you take it from there to, okay, here I am at the PTA investing a lot of money to be here and that type of thing?
Right. So I started the company about 1.5 years ago, and it did take me a solid 8 months to find a manufacturer that I trusted and that had a quality product that I could work with. And because I do feel like the product defines everything. And so I launched officially in October. So I'm 6 months in, and the opportunity for the California PTA convention came up. It happens to be 15 minutes from my house, so that was an easy deciding point for me. But I thought it's an opportunity for me right now, being such a young startup. I'm trying to spread the word. And so having this many people face-to-face and getting to talk to them is my way of spreading the word and hopefully expanding the company out of the Bay Area.
February of 2008, I had tested our company, School Spirit Vending, in a couple of schools, and we found the Texas PTA outside of Houston, and it was about 30 minutes from my home. And I called up a couple of my buddies who I had kind of shared what I was doing with, and I said, do you guys want to split the cost of a table? And they said, yeah. And we showed up. We knew nothing. I mean, you've got loads of background. We knew nothing. We were just a bunch of boneheads with a table.
With a good idea.
With an idea, yeah.
Yeah.
And when we got done, we had 10 schools that raised their hand and said, we love this. Let's do it. And so that's going on a decade ago. And now we're, a national company. We're about ready to start doing business in Canada. We've raised millions of dollars for schools. We're in thousands of schools across the country. So it's so cool for us to get a chance to talk. And I look forward to us talking in a few years.
Yes.
And hearing your story, because there's so many parallels. It's pretty ridiculous. So that's awesome. So a school wants to work with you guys. How do you go about designing the socks? All that kind of stuff.
Right, that's a great question, because that is the beginning of the entire process. And so the idea is to design the sock uniquely for the school, and I do the designing for them. It helps if they provide a logo, and we work with their school colors, their mascot, their name, and create some sock designs for them. The design process is completely free and no obligation. So I work with the customers through the entire thing, and if they like it, we proceed to the order, and if they decide it isn't the right time or it's not a fit, it's okay. It's no obligation. But it's good. It's hard sometimes for the customers to kind of visualize it. So it's great for me to get those designs for them. They can see it and they can go, oh, I like that, I don't like that, let's change this. And we work together to perfect that design for them to make sure it fits the personality of their school. Because I can know their school colors are black and yellow and their logo is a Mustang, but I don't know the personality of the school. They do. So we coordinate through the design process. I do the majority of the work though, so it's easy on them.
Now, are you working with kind of all age groups, elementary through high school? What have you found so far has been, the real sweet spot for what you're doing up to this point?
Surprisingly, nonprofits have been a huge customer of mine. I really thought it would be in the school in the athletic zone, and nonprofits have come as well. But with schools, elementary through high school, socks are popular with all age groups, and the kids love them. So it doesn't seem to lean one way or the other, although with high school there are those opportunities of they do spirit weeks, and they do that where the freshmen are green and the seniors are blue and all this kind of stuff, or grad night. We can do a class of 2018 sock, and you put seniors up the back and you put it in their blue and yellow colors and sell that as a grad night fundraiser. And so I think with high school there may be more opportunities, just because and you have the athletic program as well, so there's more opportunities. But high schoolers love them, elementary schools love them, middle schools love them. So
talk a little bit about, quantities, all that kind of stuff in relation to what you do, being that you're custom, making a product for a school.
Yes, yeah. The socks are custom knit. They're high quality. They've got a reinforced toe and heel, so the kids aren't going to stick their toe through it the second time they wear them, which is very important. They're also very comfortable, actually. And so I do work with a manufacturer, and because they're custom knit and that higher quality, the minimum is $250, and they're $8 a pair at $250, and then at $500 it goes down to $7 a pair. All of my customers to this point have been able to sell their socks for at least $15 a pair. So when you look at that, you're looking at a 50% profit margin per pair of socks sold. So that adds up pretty darn quickly. And one of the things I emphasize to the customers is when they're selling the socks, it's all about their marketing message. It's not you're going to buy this pair of socks for $15. It's, as a school, we're raising money for this important program, and when you donate that money, then you get a pair of socks. Or the way I started it with my daughter's school was we were doing a donation drive, and we asked for $80 per athlete per sport. But I said if you donate $25, then you get the, quote, free pair of socks. And it was beneficial in so many ways, because it increased my donation percentage by 140% that year. I made $17 profit margin on the socks, but the parents who couldn't necessarily give the $80, and often they find with donation drives when parents, when they ask for a certain amount and parents can't give that amount, they just don't give anything. And the people asking for the donations are happy with $5, or they're happy with this. And so by setting that $25 and then you get the socks, it made it okay for them to donate less than $80. And so it was beneficial on so many ways to run the fundraiser that way. And then the kids loved the socks. They wore them for their uniform. It was fun. They gave credit for going to the playoffs to their cool socks, and so it was really fun.
So this is kind of off topic a little bit, but in Texas anyway, I don't know if it's like this out here, wearing mismatched socks is all the rage these days. Is that the same out here?
I think people are expressing themselves more and more through socks. And I think mismatched, matched, whatever fits your personality is the way to go. I actually, at the convention, I've had more people come up and show me their crazy socks that they're wearing underneath their pants than I've had ever before. It's been actually really hilarious.
So if somebody wants to reach out to you and potentially work with you guys, what's the process? What kind of timetable do they need to be thinking about in preparation for a drive or an event or whatever they want to do, so they can kind of think about planning ahead?
Right. So production takes about 4 to 6 weeks, and that's once the order is approved. So it does take some pre-planning. I'm working with quite a few schools right now who are planning they want to be ready by the beginning of the school year. So the nice thing about doing that is the May-June timeframe is great. You get the order done, and then you go on summer and you go on vacation. So, but for events or, in a particular thing, we'd want to budget at least 6 weeks once the once the design is approved, to make sure we get it on time. It's important that they get it for their event.
And then are you working primarily with schools here in this area right now, or do you have the ability to work with anybody across the country?
I have a customer in Florida. I have one in Georgia. I'm hoping, my goal is to expand into every state and help as many people as possible, because honestly the goal of the company is to help them raise money. And also I do donate 5% of the profits to charity, which is providing free Spirit Sox to schools in underserved communities. So the more outreach that I can do across the country as well, the better it is for everybody involved.
Awesome.
So,
Very
and you asked how to reach out to me. So,
yeah.
The name is Spirit Sox USA, but it's Sox with an X. So I have a website. It's all very consistent. SpiritSoxUSA.com for the website, and then my email is lisa@SpiritSoxUSA.com.
So anything else you want to share with the folks that are listening at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the main point of this is as a fundraiser, it's simple, it's fun, and it's profitable. And I want it to not use the resources for them, or to be very simple for them to run, and then for them to have the high profit margins. So, and I'm willing to work with them, to make it fit for their community.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Lisa Riggs of Spirit Sox USA, thank you for joining us on the School Zone. I know we've all had a very, very long day, and which is good. That's what we hope to have when we come to these events. But thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. And, man, we'll look forward to keeping track of your success as you move forward.
Well, thank you. This is a great opportunity, and I appreciate you giving this to me. It's been great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Lisa Riggs, thank you.
Thanks for listening to the School Zone's School Fundraising Ideas Podcast, and for simplifying the search. Be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. When you do, please leave us a 5-star review in iTunes or your podcast player of choice.
There are a lot of kids in this world just like me, except they don't have a way to get any clean drinking water. Clean Water Kids is the kid part of kidsacrosscultures.org, where we ask school kids to be our partner in raising awareness for water projects. Clean water changes kids, which changes schools and changes families. And when we help other kids get clean water, it changes us. Clean water changes everything. Raising money for water filters and other water projects is really easy. We have schools, organizations, and other groups all over who do it. Go to cleanwaterkids.com for more information and ideas on how you can partner with us. Although we focus on schools, you don't have to be a school to help us. You can tell your school, your team, your church, your club, or troop, or whatever you're a part of about cleanwaterkids.com and see how easy it is to help. I think every kid deserves clean water to drink. Don't you? I'm Travis, and I'm a Clean Water Kid.